my friends, I'm here today to show you how I am going to make these embellishments. I am participating in a hop with Ginger's Corners on Facebook and YouTube. And this hop is called Little Scraps, Big Impact Making Embellishments Hop. And it has a theme for each month. And for January 31st, the theme was hearts. And so I chose this die from my stash of dies. And you can see it's just very plain. It's just one cut and you get all the same thing. So I wanted to show you a little bit about how I went from this die to making these embellishments. You can see that I made 2 pink ones, and I have 1 blue that's done, and I'm going to do another blue one because I'm thinking of these as they could go on hearts. To me, you know, we think of Valentine's Day, but I also think of this can be on a baby layout. This could be on a little child's layout. To me, the month of February, a lot of people think of hearts and Valentine's. I also think of those we love. And so I love all my nieces and nephews and great nieces and nephews, and I do a lot of pictures of them, and I really needed a few more embellishments, so I want to show you how I made these. So I'm going to pause the camera and show you how I put this together. Well, I kind of forgot to pause the camera, so I am actually going to kind of talk you through a little bit of what I did. I cut it out in this dark brown that you see here, and then I take a scrap of white and I mount it on white, and I fussy cut all around the edges because I want it to be sturdier. And when I put it on a page, I don't want these little white areas to show up as the background embellishment, the background page all the time. So I like to put this kind of die up on white, and then I have something to fix the hearts to also. And so what I did is I cut out 2 sets of blue hearts, and I inked the edges all in blue. So to kind of show you, I'm gonna replace the ones that, because I like the contrast of this color a little bit better anyways. And so I usually run this die through my machine several times and to get the different colored hearts. And so there you can see I inked them in blue. I ink all around the edges of all the hearts, and then I will glue them in place, and this gives it a little more dimension. Now, you could put this up on foam, and it would be even more dimensional, but my pages in my albums for my nieces and nephews and those great nieces and nephews, they tend to get very chunky, and so once in a while, I am looking for an embellishment that is a little flatter, but still has some character and dimension to it. And so you can see as I put this other heart in place, I might go do it on the other set because I really like the contrast a lot better than just that pale blue paper, the tealy paper here with the hearts on it. I really like that contrast a lot better. So that's how I put my balloons in place. And then I inked all around the edges of the bear in Vintage Photo. You know, so I inked all around these edges. And then I don't know if you can see it. I'll try to hold it up closer. That everywhere there's an indentation, I took my pen and I drew around all the edges to give it even more dimension. And so now what I'm going to do is show you how I'm going to put the paws together. I cut out another set, I inked all around the edges, and now I am going to, let me scooch that up again to where it was. Now I am going to take a little piece of this tan paper, and I'm going to cut it to size and glue it to the back of each paws, and then put the paw in place. Okay, I want to show you that here I took the extra set of paws, and on the back I took that very light tan piece and glued a piece to the back so that when I glue them down, you can see the contrast with the paws. That's how I did the nose, and then I did black for the eyes. But I might go see if I can find little tiny beads to finish those eyes off. And then I'm just going to glue this extra set of paws on top of the first set. And I had inked all around the edges, and I drew all around the edges to give it dimension and to give it a little more definition. And I learned a trick about inking from my dear friend Ginger, because usually I held it with my hands and my fingers got very, very inky, especially when you do the little pieces. Well, when I watched Ginger on Ginger's Corners, she taught me that when you have a little piece like this, if you want to ink around the edges, to hold it with your tweezer, and then you can ink the edges, just rotate it, and now you have it all inked. So I also cut an extra set of arms so that they would also be dimensional. And I'm going to, and you could put these up on foam also, but I am trying to keep my dimension a little bit flatter, but still you can see that it really changes the look of it as we put the different pieces in place. And so even if you want something that's a little flatter, you still can get dimension by inking and double layering. And so now I've given them an extra set of arms. I enhanced the paws, and I am also going to do the ears. So when I come back, I'll show you the end result. Okay, my friends, I'm coming back to show you the finished bears. I have 2 of the pink and 2 of the blue, and you can see that I went in and I added the little black I think they're called half pearls, and they're very, very tiny. I purchased them from Amazon. Ginger on Ginger's Corner had a link for them at one point, and I purchased them several years ago. And they're very small. They don't add a lot of dimension, but they really made the bear, the eyes really stand up, and I kind of like that. And you can see that for both bears, I did go in and add that other color of blue heart because I liked the contrast a lot better. And so there you have my embellishment for this month from my scraps. And down below, you'll see the link to Ginger's Corners for the hop. And also, you will see on Ginger's Corner Facebook page a place where you can make embellishment and post it in the album under the correct date, which would be January 31st, the hearts. And this hop is called Little Scraps Big Impact, Making Embellishments Hop. And that's a mouthful. And so I hope that you have time to get in your scrappy space today and create something fun and exciting and use up those scraps. Bye, my friends. We'll come back and shoot another video soon, I hope.